So the year's 2018. I'm still in high school at the time, and once I finished all my work, I'm just listening to the music on my Chromebook, the music that YouTube recommends me. And then this one song comes on, and the riff's like, and then I finally feel understood. I'm honking on that yabba dabba doobie, tripping on them Flintstone gummies. So that song was song 2 by the band I Hate Myself. And what gets me every time when I listen to that song is just how hoarse and screamy the vocals are. And speaking of screaming, why is this called Skramz and not Screamo? Well, in the emo community, they use Skramz to differentiate stuff like Pierce the Veil from a band like Versus Self. You know, they're all screaming. Everyone's screaming, but there's technique to it. You know, one's like kind of whiny, and then the other is like also whiny but unintelligible. Skramz came about pretty early in the emo scene. I think in the 90s. I don't really know. But you had these godfathers like Moss Icon and Rites of Spring, and they brought a lot of intensity to it. So I think people were just running with that. And like Jerome's Dream or Breakwater, and I really attached to the scene in this sound just by how angry and emotional it was. Sad music already exists in like pop, R&B, and rock. But this time, instead of being like, oh, I got divorced, she took the kids, it's more like, I'm the problem and I'm about to kill myself. Getting back on track with that context, it's like that one South Park episode where it's talking about the difference between goths and emos. Like, one is sad because the world's fucked up, and then like the emo people are like, they're sad because they're fucked up. And then this is the side that I really resonate with. Looking back at that time in high school, I was very devoid of hope. I was like sleeping 3 hours a day for the longest time because I get done with tennis practice, and then I'd come back home, do homework, and then go to work, and then come back home and do homework until like 12, and then I'd wake up at 3 to do more homework. And you're wondering, what the fuck is with all this homework? Let me be honest with you. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I had to study like a fuck ton, and I made the mistake of getting a lot of dual credit classes, like college level classes, that I had no idea what I was doing in. So with that in mind, I just had this idea that if life was like that, then going further, it wouldn't really get any better. I can't say it has, but regardless, I felt really understood by this kind of music and by the people who make it.
Y'all, I'm with the Suicide Squad.
They felt that struggle in themselves like me, not being outwards about it, but hating themselves, like self-loathing. That's the music's pretty bleak, but I think they just want other people to understand them and feel understood. And so with that, let's talk about my favorite Skramz acts. So of course the first one has got to be I Hate Myself. I wish I came up with that band title, because that's like the pinnacle of what every Skramz band is trying to tell you, and they got to it first. And looking through their discography, I remember just listening to 10 songs like all the freaking time. It was crazy to me to hear this kind of music, because coming from my background, I started off listening to like a lot of Taylor Swift, a lot of Tim McGraw, a lot of Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is cool, but going through that kind of teenage angst era. Did I really say era? What the fuck? Going through teenage angst and not having, I guess, a lot of people to talk to about it. Because let's just be frank, I didn't have a lot of friends, at least not friends that I could hang out with after school. So going back and forth with those emotions in the album, and also having kind of like a comedic side, because I guess in the emo genre, it's always like a long ass fucking title, like I forgot your phone number and I was meaning to talk to you, but when I called you it was some other person and I thought you weren't alone anymore. That was my introduction to the genre, with my favorite song being To a Husband at War, which I've made a cover of. And I still revisit their stuff to kind of like refresh myself on what kind of music I want to make as like a emo guy, or whatever the fuck I make in music. So next up, off the top of my head, we have Burial Etiquette. Dude, that shit's crazy. It's like so beautiful. You got the little twinkly guitar riff and the girl going, and then the guy comes in, he's like, They have really tuned into their sound, and there's something so beautiful about the way that they convey the emotion of like self-loathing or about loss, that it's just it takes away and gives more. I also have a lot of songs that I come back to every time, and like banger after banger, and one of those songs that I love a lot is Hazel by Far Apart. Just that line that I think she's going to kill herself, that means a lot to me, because I've had people I've been worried about doing that kind of thing. Yeah, a song kind of like that too is One Last Cigarette. I remember actually having a cigarette while that was playing, and I was like, damn, bro, this shit makes me want to cry. That song, like Burial Etiquette, it kind of takes away at the beginning and then gives more. So it's to me it's like jazz. Jazz. That's like the most important element of Skramz, is the jazz, you know. Like if you don't have the fucking jazz. Hold on, I derailed a moment. Let me look at the script. Skramz as a genre has become my main outlet when it comes to music, just because I feel like it's something in me coming out. And I think a lot of Skramz songs, you can kind of feel that. That's why they scream. They don't even like yell. Like they're going hoarse, singing these songs, screaming these songs. And there's just so much love behind that, you know, where it's like, you know, they're just talking about how they feel like they fucked themselves over, or that, you know, nothing's gonna be alright. And then me, like as an audience member, or as like and me as the audience, I'm like, damn, I feel that shit. And then it makes me feel better. I mean, for a time, you know, then you have to pay taxes or whatever. But yeah, that's my little rant on Skramz. And I probably should have like written more in the script, cause that got, I don't know, I feel like it's all over the fucking place. But
touch me, my cold heart.